Welcome back to another Sims 4 video. So what I want to be doing in today's video is I'm going to show you guys on one sim, actually two, because one, for some reason, doesn't allow you to turn them back into a human sim. And again, it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of dumb as well. So, first of all, I'm going to show you guys how to turn your sim into a mermaid. So all the occults in 1/2 sims. One sim is just going to be a mermaid because you cannot even turn them back. So don't mind her burning either because she was a vampire recently and it's just broken. So I will put all these in the description too. So don't feel lost because it's totally a-okay. So the code to turn your sim into a mermaid, which is already a mermaid, so I'm not going to put Char 2. It's traits.equip _trait space trait _occult mermaid. All one word. By the way, all of these cheats, you don't have to use your testing cheats, so you don't have to give up your trophies in order to use these. The only time when you need your testing cheats to give up your trophies, which is completely understandable, is to actually increase their rank, which is totally understandable. I do not mind in the slightest. So she's a mermaid. Now, don't even attempt to remove the mermaid effect, because it does not work. The sim will still be a mermaid, even if you use the code to turn them back into a mermaid, a human sim again. Well, for some reason, it just doesn't work. Another reason why I hate mermaids is so god dang lackluster. Literally, all they got going for them is their plumb bob, which is this. All occults will have this. This is literally all mermaids got going for them, really. As well as this right here. As well as this. But that's practically it, because mermaids don't have a special grave or urn. They don't have a bassinet. They don't have a skill tree. So again, just again, ugh, I hate mermaids. I don't think they're bad. They're just so lackluster. They're not great, but they're not bad either. They're just so lackluster. Can I reset you? No, go up here, because that's really annoying. You're not even. So, I guess we're going to start this off with vampires, since they're the glitchiest one at the moment, if you turn them back into a human while outside. So this is going to be traits.equip _trait space trait _occult vampire. And as you can see, vampires have really the most altered needs, in my opinion. They have thirst, their bladder's gone, so they don't need to piss or poop. And all of the needs are really the same, but their bladder's gone. And their energy is replaced by this. And that is their vampire energy. How ironic. Yeah. And of course you know what this is, although for shits and giggles, I'll go and tell you anyway. And that is basically to fuel their powers, as well as to keep them safe from the sun. Because if they're in the sun, then their energy will decrease. And without their energy, they can die, and they won't be able to use their powers. So, again, relatively simple to increase. You do a dark meditation, which is like your unique way to increase it, is your dark meditation, as well as sleeping in a coffin or in a bed, etc., etc. Now, unlike aliens and mermaids, which I'll get to aliens in just a moment, they actually have a ranking system as well as their powers. So again, vampires, they're way better than mermaids. They have so much altered needs, and hunger is replaced by thirst, forgot to mention that. Spoiler alert, it's gross, and I think you already know what it is. I don't want to get too traumatized for that, so I'm not going to say it. But something I really do like about... I like vampires because... Let me explain this to you. Is that as you grow, so each rank, so if she was to get to minor, you would have to take weakness, which a weakness is something unique. These weaknesses will affect your social life as well as the sun effects, so you get a power that can make your energy go down slower while in the sun, or make it go down faster. And when I mean by fast, I mean by fast. You can die in literal seconds if you're in the sun. I'm not joking. Literal seconds. I'm talking like 5 to 10 seconds. Especially with this weakness, thin skin. If you have all 3 levels of this weakness, your vampire energy goes down rapidly. I'm talking like very, very fast. And it will kill your sim literal fast. I'm not joking. Like, so fast you won't have time to react. That's the reason why I would not recommend getting this weakness, because it just makes your sim so quick to die in the sun. I would pick up at least 1 or 2 if you're feeling gutsy, but not pick up all 3. I just warn you right now, if you pick up all 3, it's a death wish. The only time when you're safe is really during nighttime, of course, because during daytime, if your vampire is out in the sun and if they have no shelter nearby, they're gonna die. So good luck trying to get your vampire back inside if you have all 3 levels of this. It's not gonna end well. It's going to end actually really poorly. So don't get all 3 levels of this. You're going to regret it. So again, a power I do recommend getting, though, which is that Master, so you're going to have to take a long... It's going to be a while before you can get this power. But just like the Thin Skin Weakness, there's also 3 levels to this. If you get all 3 levels, then you become completely harmless to the sun. So you can stay out in the sun, basically act like a normal sim, and your vampire energy will stay put. So, again, the only thing that the sun really does to you from that point on is that it makes it to where your vampire energy goes down faster. If you use your powers during the day. That's literally the only thing that it still goes for, as well as damaging your vampire, is that their energy goes down faster if they use their powers during the day. So again, it doesn't kill your vampire, so like, what's the big deal? I mean, you can just regenerate your vampire energy by doing a dark meditation or by hibernating in the coffin, so again, no big deal. And vampires do have a special grave and urn, as well as a special unique death that can only happen to them, which I really do freaking love. There's only one other occult that has a special death that can happen to them, which I really do hate. I wish, some of the other ones had special deaths, but it's fine. I'm not going to judge them for not having a new death. I'm just purely basing the ones I really do love. Oh, by the way, I adore this plum bob, guys. I adore this plum bob. It fits vampires so well. It's legit a bat. Come on. And there's a bat wing down here as well as vampires have. So you get 2 options. And vampires have a second form, and that is their dark form. Which I really do like. With a cool little tone when they go back to normal, as well as going there, so that's really cool. But again, as far as turning them back into a human sim, it's not a big deal at all. So mermaids are the only occult that you cannot turn them back. Without a certain item in the game. And that is mermaid kelp. So you need mermaid kelp in order to turn your sim back into a regular sim if they're a mermaid. Which is just bizarre. Not vampite. What am I doing? I put a freaking T, then a freaking R. That just won't work. And as you can see, she is now a human sim. Vampire thing is gone. Her dark form is gone. Mermaids also have two forms, which are their mermaidic form as well as their human mermaids for that reason. Very similar to vampires here. Aliens also have a second form, which I really do like. They have their disguise as well as their alien form. Speaking of aliens, that's the one I'm doing next. Because I just feel like they're just so bad. They're very, very bad. As you can see, the needs don't change at all. So much missed opportunity. I feel like they could have done something with their energy and change it to brain power. But EA was like, nah, let's just keep it energy. And the dumbest thing is once you use your freaking alien powers, there's a 2-hour cooldown, so you just can't spam it because there's a 2-hour cooldown, so you have to wait 2 hours. The reason why I think that's annoying is because the sim could leave, and you have to call them back again. I hate it. But again, aliens do kind of get saved because they do have a special Graven Urn, just like vampires do. So, again, I guess they are saved because of that fact, but that's about it. And their plumb bob, of course, which is this. This is the plumb bob for aliens. And just like vampires, you can turn them back. So, vampires are still, to this day, one of my favorite occults in The Sims 4, so, again, I'm a huge vampires fan. So there you go, Alien is gone. Now we're going to a controversial one next, and that is... it starts with a W and ends with an S. You guess. You guess as I'm doing this. Come on. I'd like to see someone in the comments guess this before I answered it, so... or before I put it in, so... you guess it as I'm doing this. It's a race. I will give a shout out to anyone who guessed it before I put it in, so... Congratulations to those who do get it, but sorry to those ones who don't get it. And yes, if you did get it, you are correct. It is werewolves. Very similar to vampires, aliens, and mermaids, they do have a second form. Being their human form, as well as their werewolf form. And really similar to vampires, they have a really fitting plumb bob, and that is right here. It's literally the lunar cycle that came with the base game update last month. So again, really cool. And the needs background is just completely changed. Very similar to vampires, we do get a special ranking system, and they do get a cool skill tree, which I really do like. Unlike vampires, there are no weaknesses. We have regular abilities as well as dormant abilities. And they have 5 ranks, just like vampires. I don't think I showed you guys, but I'm sorry if I did not. But werewolves have Pep, Runt, Prime, Veteran, and Apex. One of my favorite abilities is personal grooming. I don't know why. It's just so satisfying. Because your sim is basically an animal if they're a werewolf. That's basically how this works. And if you look at the top, there's something even more cool. Not this, but this. And that is their Fury. F-U-R-Y, Fury. The higher their Fury is, the more animalistic they become. Fury goes up over time and naturally increases faster depending on certain conditions. So again, you know, like for instance, during a full moon, that's really when their Fury is going to spike and most certainly will cause them to go on a rampage. So again, they go on a rampage if their Fury hits max, which, you know, can really be annoying to your werewolf sim. So she hates being wet, right? So if she was to interact with a shower, swim, she would get an angry moodlet, and then her Fury would increase more. Now, if you use your cheat need cheat, you can also reduce your Fury back to 0. Now, regardless of Fury, your sim is still a werewolf, but the higher your Fury is, the more animalistic they become, such as walking differently, having a red glow around their body if you have the Fury effect on, which I have it on. I always have it on. And eventually they go berserk and they go on all fours, which I really do like. So they literally run like a dog. Like they go like pretty much like, you know, crazy, right? By the way, you can do this on toddler and up, so like all ages, female and male Sims. But the younger Sims, child and younger, won't have their actual abilities and skill tree until they're a teen. Yeah, so teens and older can have their werewolf skill tree as well as their form. Of course, they need their form. Duh. So not to fret as well, because you can turn them back into a human. The weirdest thing... Oh yeah, and werewolves do have a special grave urn. A special grave in urn and baskinets, which I really do like. As well as the plumb bob and just overall the cool ability tree as well. And again, I just freaking... I adore it. Mwah, spot on. I just love it. So again, really simple to remove it as well. If you don't want your sim to be a werewolf anymore, it's traits.remove _ trait space trait _ call werewolf. And as you can see, she's no longer a werewolf. The plumb bob is gone. The fury is gone. The strangest thing about werewolves, though, is I want to try and turn her back into a werewolf. Because I want to show you guys something really weird. Okay, her fury looks about the same as it did before. Never mind. If you saw from my other video that I did a while back, I want to say like it was maybe a little over a week ago, I showed you guys the werewolf cheats I know, and I used them in that video. You saw in that video, right, that I turned her into a werewolf, and you saw that the fury was at that amount. And then once I turned her back into a human, then turned her back into a werewolf, her fury was increased. I don't know if this is a bug, I don't know if it's intended, but it's nothing major. I hope they can fix that, though, because it's really annoying, because I don't want my werewolf going on a rampage. Like, for instance, when, you know, when their fury is quite high, I turn them back into a human, and then I turn them back into a werewolf, and they go on a rampage. So, like, I don't want that happening to me, you know? Do go back and watch the video and pause, and you can, if you saw her fury lower than this, because it's really confusing. So if you saw the fury lower, let me know. And funnily enough, Werewolf's plumb bob, there's no inside to it. It's completely just the outside only. Because vampires don't. That's so weird. Hey, but at least they done the outside. Because if they didn't do the outside, then that would just be dull. I think all occults need something like this, you know, during your very good special playthroughs and such and whatnot. So again, now let me go ahead and remove this and don't do it again. By the way, I love werewolves in The Sims 4. They're so well made. Props to EA, because I really do like it. Can you stop calling me? No. I hate Batu. Worst pack in the game. Screw off. So which one have I not done? That would be Spellcasters. Which, controversy, are really similar to werewolves, and they're a little needs panel, so it's traits.equip _ trait space trait _ trait or trait. Okay, traits.equip _ trait space trait _ cult _ witch occult. And like I said, I will put all these in the description. So just like the previous ones, we have a special plumb bob. Who would have thought? But you saw, like, werewolves, there was no inside. But here you can actually see a little bit of an inside piece. It's kind of weird. I can see why they didn't do it for werewolves because it's just so weird. I don't know why. This just looks so bizarre. I do like it though. And just like werewolves, you get a new little separate thing, and it's called magic, of course, because spellcasters are obviously the wizardy occult in the game. So, unlike vampires and werewolves, though, they have two UIs. And yes, you're probably looking at this saying, "Oh yeah, that is similar to werewolves." We have 3 spots down here, which I'll get into in just a moment. And right here at the top, we have the spellcaster charge. And just like a werewolf's fury, the higher this is, the stronger their spellcasting becomes. But, did I mention earlier that there's only one other occult, as I was mentioning with vampires? There's only one other occult that has this. And yes, well, actually one other occult that has a special death that can only happen to them. And yes, you've guessed it. That is spellcasters. Spellcasters can die by spellcaster overload, which happens if their charge is too high. So if their charge is too high, which is this, they can have an overload, as well as get cursed. Now the curses, really similar to a werewolf's temperaments, they affect how well your sim performs, as well as duels with other spellcasters, brewing a potion, Sim's social life, just to name a few. Curse of repulsiveness to be for an example. What this curse does is it makes your sim look ugly for a few hours, occasionally. So occasionally it happens, and it will make your sim's social life really hard. It doesn't really make their charge go up faster. It just, you know, makes it hard for them to socialize with other sims. But the worst curse, in my absolute opinion, there's actually 2 bad curses, so the 2 worst curses, in my opinion, a bit controversial, but the 2 worst curses are the Curse of the Night Wraith and Curse of Uncontrollable Charge. Those are the 2 absolute worst curses you can possibly get. Oh, and by the way, it is really easy to get cursed. It's not hard to get cursed at all. It's really easy to get cursed. You can get cursed by multiple ways. You can get cursed by losing a duel with other spellcasters, failing to mix a brew potion, or failing to brew a potion, blah. Overloading too many times, etc., etc. All those ways can get your spellcaster cursed. And there are ways to get rid of your curses as well, but I'm not talking about curses right now. Although I am, I'm not showing you guys spellcaster, you know. Really similar to vampires and werewolves, we have a special UI, or perks system for spellcasters. Unlike werewolves, we get 6 ranks. We have Apprentice, Neophyte, Alkali, Adept, Master, and Virtuoso. And it's really cool. Especially 3 little types of magic here in this little tree. And these ones over here are free, and you can get them at any time, any order, so you can get these first, these first, these first, these first. It's all up to you. But these you have to follow in a line. You know, which can be kind of annoying, but that's fine. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. Spellcasters have even more. They have, you guessed it, their spellbook. Now, this shows their different types of magic, which, you know, is their practical magic, mischief, untamed, alchemy. So there's 4 types of magic if you count alchemy. Alchemy being the potions, and then the 3 types of magic, practical, mischief, and untamed. Now there's 24 spells in total. So again, I really do like that. I personally love enjoying playing it, so, you know, it's just really cool. So there's actually 39 if you include the alchemy, which is just a lot. Now, on top of this, spellcasters have a special grave, and urn, as well as a bassinet. So again, spot on. So just like vampires and werewolves. Again, so like really do like them. So, and just like the other three, you can turn them back into a human. Mermaids you can't, which does kind of suck for you if you really don't want your sim to be a mermaid. And bam, just like that, she is a human sim once more. Well, her friend out here is a freaking mermaid. But if you guys enjoyed, until next time, peace out. And like I said, I will put all these in the description so you guys can understand them more, as well as I'll put in what pack they came from. Yeah, anything I missed, let me know in the comments. And until next time, peace out.